that is, at the end of the day, the system of government we have is a system that definitely honors the ballot box.
Yes.
And sometimes it is very important to not be counted as an absent, but to be counted as someone who has actually cast that vote. Most people don't realize that it can make it a difference of day and night by just showing up and voting, airing what your intentions are, because that's the only way we communicate our wishes and our intent toward the public good that we are all looking for. So voting is very important. Being able to be part of the local voting, the local elections, and participating, push at the local level and make, because it all starts there.
Are there any foreseeable consequences to not engaging minorities that you would see for the near future if we don't start any type of action now?
I have a concern. The things we talked about today, which I think we generally all agree with, there are some people that in this country that really disagree. Not just disagree, are emphatically against sort of the ideas we talked about. And it seems like, even though they're less than 50% of the people, it seems like they've been able to really stop progress. And I think the people that agree with this kind of way of thinking need to stick together, need to be involved in government and voting, because if not, the others really have horrible things planned, in my view.
I think for me, I never accept no. I never accept the notion that I'm a victim, that I cannot do it. I find, so all of us here, we're fixers, right? Every day we're called upon to address serious public policy issues, whether we're talking homelessness, food desert, housing, medicine. We have to, you're going to be kicked down, you're going to be put down, they're going to be critical of you, you're going to fail 100 times, get up each time and continue that fight.
The other thing I would say also is that the child of racism is bias. And so that's something you can kind of fix, you can see very clearly. So one of the first areas you want to focus on and attack and deal with obvious biases. And that's easy because it's visual. Before you can start to attack racism and even discrimination, you got to be able to address the issue of bias.
So how can a conference like this do a better job in the future of engaging minorities, getting people who may not have been able to attend today? How can we do a better job of getting them more involved with these kinds of situations?
Well, I would presume, and I could be wrong, that everyone on this panel has Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, any one of the number of social medias, and I don't think you should let us leave without connecting everyone, because I think the more connected we are and more common voice, the better chance we can succeed together.
Make sure you see me after, because we have all of those.
But there is another way to go at it, but simply from a business perspective. In other words, let's pause for a moment and say that every one of the minorities, I'm sure somewhere, has a cell phone. Just a cell phone. With unlimited call in the United States. I see that with my kids. So you can, so right there you have a platform where actually the young generations will respond to it in text messages. But if you could also start thinking in the overall strategic direction of saying, the AT&Ts or the Verizons of the world, we love to make sure that they have a discount every time you give them a new client. But as part of the results, you offer that platform to be able to communicate the messages. I think these are opportunities that get you straight to the grassroots. I'm lucky when I get a phone call from my kids, but I'm super lucky getting every time text messages. That's how they function. Yeah? So I think part of that grassroots going forward is to also use the technology to communicate these critical messages.
And how can we ensure that the people who are not so technologically savvy, like maybe the elder populations, how do we ensure that they don't get lost in translation?
I would say that usually when you talk about elders, you have grandkids. You have also kids. Why not connect them so that they become the intermediary of that?
Well, even most of the, I've seen some very senior people with cell phones.
They're far more savvy than you would imagine.
Right, and so they might not be on the internet, on the computer, but I do think they're, for the most part, many of them are on cell phones. They have smartphones.
They do.
And Jeremiah, in some of his housing, I know, has internet access, and having that access is an item of empowerment. It really doesn't matter your age. If you don't know how to do it, someone should teach you how to do it, because it's your it's voice. Yeah, you have it.
And don't miss the opportunity and the view that these big multinational communication companies will long to partner to gain more base, for sure.
And also maybe videotape the shows on public television.
Right.
Maybe it was one of the
YouTube.
Public, or YouTube, or the public, or even for the people who are who don't have access to internet, but clearly on public access TV, either the general networks or even the cable networks.
Okay. And so last question. So given your wonderful panel today and the fact that everyone here seems to have some collaborative ideas, is there anything that we can expect in the future of a collaboration between each organization that's been represented here?
So I mean, we're here because we're already collaborating, and that's what made it fairly easy to pick up the phone and get Raheem or Sister Mary or Jeff. I think because we are like minds. We're not motivated, as Jeff said, by the profit motive, right? We're committed to the kind of work that we're committed to because it's deeply entrenched in who we are as people. So I would expect continued collaboration with Sister Mary as we try to eradicate homelessness in the city, on schools and on housing. I'd love to get to know Dr. Klett. I find his story
Me too. I want to get to know.
quite empowering, right?
Me too.
Me three. If you can get me a pill to take care of all of the political issues, etc., if we can work on that, I'll be all set.
And I would just say that I walked away thinking that, one, I think someone said that you've got to be in a constant mode of learning. And so I walked away of being empowered because I learned so much today. And then the other thing I walked away with the conviction that I got to do more. And one is with people who are here. I had a meeting scheduled with Jeff earlier this week. The snow kind of got us canceled, but we're exploring. I owe Sister Mary a visit, and I'm going to make that visit because I do value what you do significantly. I've been homeless. I know what it is to be homeless. We're working with Kelvin, and I'm always pushing Kelvin, even though he hit me hard a little earlier, to do more. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait to sit down and talk to this brother and share with him some of the things that I'm thinking about, find out what he's doing. But I just think his path has been absolutely stunning.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.